Up, stay. Okay, so that part's probably going to get edited out. Sparr is being a little bit more excitable today than he usually is. For dogs, the thing you need to know is if you get a new dog, the first 2 weeks, you're very impressionable. So whatever you do in the first 2 weeks, that's the basis for your entire relationship. I've had Sparr since he was 8 weeks old, and for the first, I want to say, month and a half, I spent about 3 hours every day training him, playing with him. There he is. Sparr is a Husky Mastiff mix. Sit down, baby. Sit. Come here. I don't have anything in my hand. Sit. There we go. And he is about 8 months old right now. I love you too. Yep. And you're making me forget what I'm supposed to be saying right now. Okay, so making sure you spend that much time with your dog when you first get them. And I'm not saying it has to be 3 hours. Stay where you are. Stay. Chill. But you do need to spend at least 1 hour, maybe half an hour in the morning, half an hour at night, with the dog doing some kind of training. So the first thing you have to find out about your dog is what motivates them. Sparr likes food, but he's a very picky eater. So I can't just give him his regular food as a treat when I'm training. For training purposes, I have to find something that he really wants. For my other dog, Charlie, anything will work. He really likes food, but he's easily distracted and he likes toys as much, if not more so, than he likes food. So sometimes I do use a toy to distract him or keep him entertained. What are you doing, huh? The basics of obedience are basically respect and getting your dog to listen to you and know that you mean business. I'm not saying you're smacking the dog. I'm saying that you teach the dog that you are the alpha, and you do this by leading an example. You also have to make sure that when you exit a building, you exit first. When you enter a building, you enter first. When you're walking the dog on the lead, you are at shoulder length or high or in front of. So his shoulder should not be coming past your leg at any given point in time. It just shouldn't happen. If it does, your dog is disrespecting you and taking over. And it's not that they disrespect you and dislike you, it's that they want to protect you because if they're the alpha, they take care of the pack. So he likes food, so we're using ham today. We're also going to be looking at, maybe not this video, but in some point in time, we'll be looking at the clicker. And we'll also be looking at the pointer. The pointer is for target training only. And we'll talk about target training as we get further in. It's for more advanced things that you're not going to need to know for this video. For this video, we're going to be getting the dog to stop playing with me and to keep him from eating things without you letting him. We'll also try and cover the chill, that's the best way I can think of it, which is basically for when you want to take him to the vet, and we'll see if Sparr will behave for that. Otherwise, we'll just be covering really basic stuff this time, and then we'll go a little more advanced. And if it looks really easy, it's because he's been doing it his entire life pretty much, aside from the first 2 months of life. He's been doing this with me almost every other day. So give or take a little bit, he's been around a bit. So the first thing you're going to want to do, this is a plate of ham, so you know that it's good stuff. Come here. Sit. Sit. Sit is really easy. If you just hold something above their head, they're going to want to sit because it's easier. Their head comes up a little bit. Sit. Come over here. Come over here. You're in front of the camera, dude. Sit. Up. No. Sit. Sit. Good boy. So we're going to take the food. Up. Sit. And because I trust him and I know this will work, sit. Stay. I'm going to put this up. Sit. Stay where you are. Off. 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 And I'm just batting his head away from it. Off. Eventually you'll just be able to say off and use your hand. Off. He really likes this treat, so it's very difficult for him to just stay away from it. As soon as he sits, I know he has accepted that command to stay away from the food, even though he really wants it. So at that point, here you go, good boy. Good boy. We're going to give him a treat because he's accepting that you are the one that's responsible for the food and that he can't just take it from you. So move it around. Off. Off. Up. Off. And when you move it around, it's just going to create that excitement. He's going to want to go for it because he thinks that now that it's moved, maybe he can have it. Off. off. So he's going to keep trying to test that boundary. As long as you keep reinforcing your behavior, he's going to be reinforcing his behavior. And again, we get the sit. So it's a really good response that he's actually listening to us. So here you go. Good boy. Good boy. And he starts to realize that if he listens to you and does what you're supposed to, then he will get a reward. So he knows he gets rewards either way. The second thing we're going to learn is to chill. Lay down. All right. I'm not teaching you to lay down yet. It's a little bit more complicated. And I need to have him get a close-up for that one. Lay down. Stay. Stay. So for this one, I have to move the camera around. I know I'm waddling around to do this, but... All right, come here. Sit. Lay down. Stay. He's really excited by this ham. Sorry. All right. Chill. Chill. Alright, so this is important for when you're going to the vet, because when you're going to the vet and the vet has to check things like their teeth and the paws and everything, you're going to want to be able to have the dog calm and relaxed. This is going to take a while. When you first start doing this, your dog is not going to like it. They don't want to be like this. And if I take my hands off, he should stay. The hard part gets to when you're actually touching things. So when you look at the ear, chill. He needs to associate that word chill with relaxing. You just look at the ear and do an inspection, and the sooner you start messing around with their ears and hands and everything, the easier it's going to be because they're not going to be as nervous. Because some dogs really don't like to be touched on their paws or their ears. It's very sensitive areas for them. You're going to check the teeth. I know. He's being pretty good, but we're having a little bit too much fun there, dude. Chill. So we're just checking the teeth. And he can respond a little bit, but the idea is that he's not as responsive, and he's not pretending to play with you. Every once in a while, he'll get a little playful. So then you're going to check the feet. Chill. I like to hold his head down because I find that holding his head down keeps him from playing with me too much. Chill. And then I'm going to check each toe individually. Chill. While Sparr plays around a little bit. So you're checking each paw. And I know there's nothing you're actually checking for, but the idea behind this is simply so that they get used to it. So when the vet does it, it's not a big deal. So you're doing that with that paw. Look at each toe. Run your fingers between their toes. They don't like it, but do it. And then you're going to do the next paw. Chill. You're going to have to hold them down a little bit. Chill. So you can inspect it. No, we're not playing. And like I said, run your fingers between each hand. And they shouldn't respond too much. A little bit of wiggling is okay. Anything more than that, though, and you keep doing it. Chill. If they're really struggling, don't let go of the paw. If they're really against you holding their paw, do not let go until they calm down. They need to realize that this is an acceptable thing for you to do. And if you're letting go, you're reinforcing their pulling the paw. So you need to make sure that you're not letting go. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially if you have an older dog, but try. So then you're going to check the other ear. Sparr thinks this is great fun. And you're going to run your hands over. Just check everything. Check the tail. Some dogs don't like their tail to be checked, but you can still just run your hand over it. Make sure it's good, and then you're going to do the back feet. Once again, having control over the head is very important because their tendency to move is a little bit less if you're holding their head down. So you're going to check the foot, stick your finger between each of his toes, and just do a little inspect. Do the same thing with the other foot, and as long as they're not pulling or anything, Sparr sometimes right at first will just kind of wiggle his feet, but after that he's pretty good about it. And just stick your finger between each toe and check. Chill. Thank you. And if he does really good, you can give him a treat. You do good. Good boy. And that's chill. So teaching respect is all about reinforcing behaviors. And as long as you can reinforce a behavior, you're good. Inconsistency with training will lead to really bad behaviors because the dog's not going to know what you're supposed to be doing. And it's really important for them to know what you want. Otherwise they get really frustrated and they're going to have a hard time catching on to what you're asking. So be very clear with what you're saying. Make sure you say the dog's name and then the command. So I should be saying Sparr, chill. That way you're getting name reinforcement. So eventually when you do recall, you'll be able to recall without any problems. Good boy. Good boy.